Welcome to the New in Lynchburg podcast, the podcast that's dedicated to helping you get the most out of this great city, Lynchburg, Virginia. You'll get highlights on upcoming events, interviews with interesting people. You'll learn more about local nonprofits, and we'll keep you connected to all the new things going on in Lynchburg. Here are your hosts, Josh and Ray.
Welcome to the New in Lynchburg podcast. I'm Ray Gonzalez, along with my co-host, Natalie Rogers, and we are New in Lynchburg.
This podcast is sponsored by newinlynchburg.com, your source for all things Lynchburg. If you're looking for upcoming events, local deals, things to do all in the Lynchburg area, make sure you check out newinlynchburg.com.
So, Natalie, today we are going to speak about decorating for the holidays. The season is upon us, and we are in the thick of it. Everywhere you go, on the street corners, everybody's house is all decorated for the holidays. So it's really beginning to look a lot like Christmas, right?
Yeah. No, I love it. My husband's really big on decorating holiday themes. So for like Thanksgiving, we had pumpkins everywhere.
Well, he's not. He just likes the house decorated, right?
Yeah, that's better. He comes home with a bag of like, hey, look what my mom gave me, all these pumpkin things. And then I came home and he had like 3 or 4 out, and I had the rest of the bag to decorate things with. So yeah, that's kind of how
he likes the house decorated.
Yeah.
That's better.
And smelling like Christmas trees and stuff. So
yeah, you ever see those? They have those the fake Christmas trees, but then they have like the little sticks of cinnamon or sticks of pine, so it makes your fake tree smell like a real tree.
Yeah.
You ever see those?
Yeah, I have.
I guess, so you can kind of get best of both worlds, right?
Yeah, or you could just get a Yankee candle or something like that smells exactly like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, my wife likes those ones where they crackle, they have like or they flicker or whatever. Those are cool.
So you used to do some decorating Christmas stuff?
Yeah, so I know this is hard to believe, but I used to decorate for Christmas professionally. I used to work for a Christmas company that did Christmas lighting. So we would go over to somebody's house and we'd hang up the wreaths and the trees and do all the roof lighting and everything like that. We'd huge ladders and we'd go all over and do that stuff. So I spent my college days up on a huge 40-foot ladder on the side of somebody's house putting lights on a window. So I used to do that for a living, yeah.
And that was in New York?
Yes. So companies do that around here in Lynchburg, but we did it in New York in the early 2000s, and it was pretty cool. Houses looked awesome. It was a really good company, and I learned how to do it. So I would actually do my house down here, but it's just gotten too much work now. I have kids. It's too much to do, so I haven't done it as much. And this was just outside lights, so nothing inside. But yeah, so I used to do that for a living, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, to avoid the frustration of Christmas tree lighting, we just got a fake tree that had the Christmas tree lighting already on the tree.
Yeah, sure. Sure. That's easy.
Because that was always the hard part, watching my mom trying to run around the Christmas tree, putting the Christmas lights and like, come on guys, help me out. Where does it go? Where does it go? So that was always fun. Yeah,
for sure. We used to get an actual real tree growing up. And I remember being like at Home Depot and it was like $20, but then I went past, I think it was Sam's over the weekend on Ward Road and it's like $34.99. I'm like, wow. Yeah. It's like things haven't doubled in price really, right? Since early 2000s, but why are trees so much? And I guess, I don't know, maybe just trees cost more. I don't know.
I don't know either.
So yeah, so we're all today talking about decorating for the holidays, and we are excited because we have on the show Selena Campbell, the owner of Middle Sister Design. And Selena is a Lynchburg native. She started her business 2 years ago, and she specializes in interior decorating with a more modest budget in mind. She also has a blog where she shares her decorating tips as well as recipes and DIYs. So she's a regular Instagrammer as well. So on social media, she's been growing a large following on her accounts, and she participates with other design enthusiasts within the Instagram community. So she collaborates with a lot of people around the area. So we're really excited.
Yeah, we're really pumped to talk to you, Selena, about all of the things that Middle Sister Design does. And also, you wrote a blog for New in Lynchburg called Tips for Decorating During the Holidays. So we're excited to hear some of your tips here on the podcast as well.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me.
So, Selena, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
So, like Ray said, I'm a Lynchburg native. I am a mother to a 21-year-old daughter. I'm a wife. And like you said, I have an interior decorating business and a blog. I started my business, again, 2 years ago. I've always loved decorating for as long as I can remember. As a kid, I spent countless hours in my basement making homes, designing the homes for, I like to tell people, my first clients were my Barbie dolls and a few lucky Fisher-Price families, and even my brother's G.I. Joe man. And I would even make their houses out of cardboard boxes. So it's something that I've had a passion for as long as I can can remember. I was a single mom for about 10 years, and I loved design then. I was always looking at magazines and gaining inspiration from them. I didn't have the budget to decorate. And so out of frustration and determination, I learned to replicate those looks out of magazines on a very tight budget. Fast forward 15 years, I was no longer a single mom. I had been in banking for 8 years, part-time, and my husband encouraged me to get out of that and to start Middle Sister Design. And so that's where I am today.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know what it's like to have a full-time job and you have what you love to do, but you're still doing, that 9 to 5 kind of job, and how much of a step of faith it is to be able to take that leap, finally say, I'm going to do it. Because if I don't do it, I know that on my deathbed, I'm always going to wonder, what if I had done that? I wish I would have done that. So it's really cool that your husband encouraged you to do that and to follow your dreams. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know where I would be, without him and his encouragement, and all of my friends and family for years. Lots of people said, Selena, why aren't you doing this? You're good at this, and finally listened. So here I am.
So why don't you tell us a little bit more about your company, Middle Sister Design?
So like I said, it's definitely I geared more towards the more budget-friendly, the modest budget, affordable decorating. And I love to help my clients and show them what I've learned over the years. And like I said, how you can take those looks from those higher-end magazines or stores and replicate them on a more modest budget. I also have the blog where I just blog about all things me. It's kind of whatever I'm feeling at the moment that has to do with home and a little bit of lifestyle. So that's what Middle Sister Design is.
Most of us, right? Most of us don't have unlimited budgets.
So true. So true.
So Selena, earlier you were talking about how your motto is to be savvy, simple, and smart. So how do the services that you offer your clients do that?
So let's talk a little bit about simple and why I chose this motto for my business, simple, smart, and savvy. I am not I do not enjoy the tedious or the things that just take longer time. I'm very simple. For an instance, white paint. I don't know if you've ever gone to look at white paint. There are hundreds and hundreds of choices for white paint. There's no need for that, in my opinion. Let's simplify this and let's just go with easy white paint. Simple, basic, no need for that. Savvy, I'm very savvy, meaning trendy, and I'm also very budget friendly. And I think that's very smart, decorating on a budget and with trendy and knowing about decorating and all of the different trends and styles. That's savvy and it's smart.
I think one of the hard parts of decorating is that you can decorate and have things nice for like a day, and then we live real life and then that goes out the window. So I think having somebody like you come and show us how we can have both, right? This is a lived in space that I can do every day, but it's smart enough where I can real quick make it look ready for company or whatever, how I want it to be on a nice day.
Absolutely. It amazes me that so many people, as you said earlier, I have a large following on Instagram. I'm shocked at the amount of people who think that my home actually looks like that on a daily basis. That is just not the case. We live there. When I take a picture, I can promise you there's probably dog toys or dirty cups or whatever right behind me while I'm snapping that picture. I believe that is what a home is supposed to be. Of course, we want to show everyone our best selves all the time. So when I share something on social media, that is the best that my home can look, but it is very lived in and it is very practical. I just don't feel that having a well-dressed home should break the bank. That's just not the way that it should be. And there are so many, it's so popular nowadays to have these well-dressed homes. And I think that a lot of people think that that's just not within their reach because life is hectic, especially mothers of young children. So I like to show them I can make this room look top notch, like it came from a magazine, and your kids can come right behind and mess it up, and it will be both easy to put back the way it was, as well as if something gets ruined, it didn't cost a lot of money to begin with.
What does it look like if someone were to hire you? So what would that look like?
So what I do is I actually offer a myriad of things for clients, and that's kind of been something that has been established as time has gone on with my business, sort of a learning process, if you will. But basically, I come in for a consult and I sit with the client and ask them what their goals are for this space, what space we are focusing on. I try to kind of get an idea, a sense of their style, what they lean towards as far as their style goes. After the consult, I provide my client a mood board, which kind of shows them, try to give them a visual of what I'm seeing for their space. Color palettes, furniture, or whatever that requires. That mood board just kind of helps them to see what I'm visualizing. And I also offer them an estimate on what I think the project will cost. And we work together through that. If they say, no, I don't want to spend that much on this, or I'd like to spend a little more on this, we do that together. That's something that I like to do with them and give them the option to go through and pick and choose where they want to focus their attention or their money the most. After the consult, if I'm hired, I do the purchasing for them. I do an install for them once all the purchasing is done. And that's probably my most fun part, when I actually get to get in there and do what I love to do so much. Setting that room up and seeing the looks on their faces when it's all over. It really is like, what you see on television. These people, they really do come in and they're like, wow, and that's what working with me is. Now, I do want to say that I also offer something a little less simple. And if you don't want to hire me to do the install, you just want me to help you pull the trigger on some purchases. You want me to go with you shopping and say, should I buy this? Will this look good here? That can be paint, that can be furniture, any and all things, decor and design. That's why I say I offer that myriad of options for just about any budget.
That's cool.
And I think you talked about magazines and how people see those, and that's what they expect. I just sold a home recently too, and it's frustrating because you're like, man, nobody wants to do the work anymore. They just want to come in and they want it to be like that magazine because of all these home I blame HGTV. I do. Just because, people want it to look like that. And they don't want to do any work, it seems. Before people were like, oh, I'll just change that. I'll just paint. I'll just do that. But now it's like people want that to be there now. They don't want to do anything. They want it turnkey. So do you offer services for realtors and things like that where if somebody's ready to sell a house or they want to, you can come in and kind of help them to get it to that level so that they can sell their house more quickly and for a better price?
Absolutely. I offer that service. I've worked with a few realtors in the area. What I like to do when I go into a homeowner's home who's trying to sell their home is to help them to first declutter, depersonalize, which can be a little difficult at times. But I do feel, Ray, like you said, when you go into these homes, most people now, because of HGTV and magazines and even Instagram, you see these homes that are in perfect condition. And so when you go to buy a home, there are a lot of people who either do not have the creativity to see what needs to be done.
Like me, I can't even visualize anything different than what's there.
Right. Or they just don't want to put the time into it. And so what I do for realtors is to do just that. I go in and I just help them to get rid of all things personal and to just spruce the place up a little bit through simple decorating. Nothing major, just changing things around, using things in different ways. That's something that a lot of people don't think about. It can be something as simple as moving a piece of artwork and a table, and it really does change the entire look of the whole room.
Yeah, I just got married over the summer, and I realized that Pinterest, it's a lot harder than it looks to decorate. I thought, I was like, oh, I'm a wife now. Like, I could decorate a home easily, and you get into that room and I'm like, where does this go? Or where should this go? And then you look at Pinterest and everything looks so, like you said, flashy and all this stuff. So then at times you get discouraged. You're like, I can't afford that. Forget it. My house is just going to look a mess. Forget it. Like, we're not going to have any people over.
Like our office. Our office is like nothing. It's just walls. We have no
well, you guys need to hire me.
Yeah,
we have nothing in our office.
Yeah. So it's really awesome that you offer your services here locally in Lynchburg for people kind of like me that might be like, man, I really want my house to look better and I want it to look nicer. I thought I could do it, but you get discouraged because of resources or whatever it may be. Like, you can do it on a tight budget and it could look like a Pinterest or like an Instagram home, but it will be more tailored to you.
Yeah, and we were mentioning before we started the podcast about my home. I didn't do anything different. I just literally moved my furniture around the room. And my 6-year-old said, I love our new house, because it was so different and it made the home so much more inviting and cozy. And we want to be in that space now, where before it was impersonal. So even just moving a piece of furniture, like you said, moving a painting, moving a couch, moving something around can make all the difference in the world and make the space just so much more livable and attractive.
It's so true. And it's funny that you said that, Natalie. I found through several of my clients who say things very similar to what you said about looking at Pinterest and thinking, oh, that looks so easy. I can replicate that. And it's not to say that they can't. It's that I think it becomes very overwhelming. And I do believe that someone like myself does sort of have a natural knack for it. And I have had so many clients who have gone out and bought these things, and they have great pieces, absolute great pieces, but they aren't necessarily using them in the correct way. And I just find that to be so fun, because those women are so appreciative of being able to use what they already have. And that too saves a lot of money. When I don't have to buy a lot of pieces, that saves them a lot of money. And they're always so surprised at how I was able to utilize so much of what they already had.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, because if you've already got it and you can reuse it or use it in a different way, then that means you don't have to buy it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what types of clients do you like to work with when you have your ideal client?
Well, I've really honestly been blessed with wonderful clients. And I do say that, being 100% honest, I've had such a great experience. I've actually really enjoyed assisting them and styling their houses. And I've actually established a few friendships as well along the way. So that's been great. I don't really have a type that I necessarily love to work with. I will say that being that I focus on a more budget-friendly, modest budget, that would be my type, I guess. So if you're looking for custom draperies, custom anything, really, not to say that I can't handle that for you, but I think that becomes a little more pricey and a little bit different from what I specialize in. I really am geared toward the women, or the men as well, that are just looking for that cozy, well-dressed home, but want it on the more modest budget.
And you wouldn't know looking at your Instagram. I mean, it looks like $1 million. Like, it's not like, oh, it's a budget, so it looks phenomenal. So if you have not gone to see her Instagram page, we'll leave a link below the podcast in the notes for you, but make sure you check it out because it's really phenomenal.
Thank you, Ray. That really means a lot to me. I do want to say, side note, I've never had the privilege of working with a guy, and I have got some sweet ideas for bachelor pads.
That's awesome.
So that's been something I've always, like I said, I decorated G.I. Joe's home. I've known for, 30 something years that this has been happening in my head. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Probably like a little boys' room or something.
Oh, yeah. Kids, I have done boys' rooms. That was a lot of fun, but that's not the same as a bachelor pad.
That's true. Yeah.
Or a man cave, like a basement.
Oh, yeah. My husband, he's going to get his man cave soon.
Mine is just empty. Yeah, it's almost like sheetrocked, but no floor, that kind of thing. So
that's how ours is.
Eventually, I will get it.
So you talked about the clients and how you pretty much like anybody who wants a cozy place. So what about the type of project? So do you like working maybe in living rooms better or kitchens?
Well, I would probably say bedrooms.
Wow.
Master bedrooms. Probably because I really love to mix the feminine with the masculine. I do love to mix styles. So if you go to my Instagram and you see my style, it is sort of a mixture of several different elements and textures and layers. And so master bedrooms, I feel, should definitely be the place where you really do that. You want your master bedroom to be a retreat. And so that has been my favorite, is doing master bedrooms.
What about if you're like me, who has like I wake up with 3 girls in my bed every morning, like I have 2 little girls.
Actually.
So every morning they're kicking me, and I'm like, why am I so tired? Because my girls are in there with me. So that's my problem.
Well,
in my master bedroom.
You're not alone. One of my clients, same situation. And believe it or not, we created a very beautiful space that is practical for the 3 of them, the baby's there in the bed with them, and it's still a beautiful space. Again, keep in mind what I said earlier, because it's budget friendly. If something gets ruined or it looks very worn after only a few months, it's so easy to say, it's okay. I didn't spend that much money on that. And it's easy to say, it's okay. You want to roll around on the bed, or we don't make the bed today, or the dog gets on the bed. It's okay. It's either washable, or it's, like I said, you throw it away, throw it out, give it away, because you didn't spend that much money on it.
Yeah. I think that's the best part.
Oh, it is. Homes should be lived in. That is the most important thing. They are not, as much as I love the look of a magazine, that's just not what home is.
Sure. We really appreciate it. You wrote us a blog on decorating for the holidays. So we are really excited to share some of those tips. It is a holiday season. People are starting to decorate and maybe don't know where to start. They have a box full of decorations that they want to use, and they don't know what they're doing. So share some of those tips with us that you shared in that blog. blog, and we can share that with our audience.
Yeah, so keeping in line with my motto, simple, smart, and savvy, I decorate for Christmas in my own home with that same principle in mind. I actually just did a client's home for Christmas, and we used every bit of her existing decor. Some of it was old, some of it she'd bought in the last couple of years. So same thing in line, that simple, smart, and savvy. So with my blog post, I talked about 5 tips for decorating simple and quick. So I'd love for you to go over and check that out, but I'll give you a few highlights of that right now. One of them is one thing that I particularly care a lot for. It's classic, it's timeless, is evergreens. I have always loved the look of live evergreens, real, fresh. They are beautiful. They cascade perfectly. But if you've ever gone to shop for some of these, you will find they are incredibly expensive. And they are the nice looking ones. They don't last long. They're going to die. They're going to drop stuff all over your house. And so what I've kind of provided in here is a little secret that I have as far as when you do decorate with the faux garlands, what to look for when you're going to shop for those and what not to get. Also, one thing that I've been doing the last few years is going in my own yard and scavenging and finding these evergreens, cutting them myself, and kind of just sticking them into the faux garland. It makes the faux garland look fuller, and it gives you that real look without the price tag. Actually, it's free. What's better than free? So one of those tips that I gave in there is if you don't have a yard where you can go out and snip these things for free and you don't want to get in trouble for going out somewhere and cutting them down, some of the stores like Home Depot and things like that they will have clippings from their trees that they will let you rummage through and grab what you want. You do have to get there early. You do have to ask before you go digging through anything, but that is something that I have done in the past. So another thing is one of my tips is decorating through textures. And what I mean by that is pillows and blankets. You don't have to change your entire home for Christmas. A lot of people sort of decorate with, the thought in mind that we have to take out every single thing out of these numerous amounts of totes that we have stored all year. And you just don't have to use every single thing. You can actually go through and probably get rid of a lot of that stuff. And just throwing out a few simple pillows that are Christmas oriented, a throw blanket that is Christmas themed, things like that those are easier and simpler ways to decorate for Christmas. So there are 5 of those tips over on the blog that I wrote for you guys. Head on over there and check that out.
Yeah, one of the great things I like about the tips is that it's not like you're walking through your house on eggshells because there's so many things that you're going to knock things over. You're still able to live in the space and not feel like, I don't want to break that, really expensive, whatever it is. So that's really important, I think, for a lot of people. So I hope you guys have time to check out Selena's blog on the website. So newinlynchburg.com, go to our blog section and check out the 5 holiday tips from Selena. So now we're going to talk about some questions. We have every show, we talk about a couple of questions specifically about Lynchburg that we want to share with you. So Selena, I know you're a Lynchburg native, so what are some interesting quirks or cultural things that you've encountered that makes Lynchburg special to you?
Well, quirks is a difficult one.
Well, you're from here, so.
I know, and I am. I'm from here. I guess as far as cultural, let's skip over the quirks. That's really a difficult one for me. Cultural is all of the surrounding farmlands and the history behind Lynchburg. That's just, very interesting to me. And being that I am from a family of lots of farmers, I grew up with lots of family members that had farms. So that's one thing culturally that I like. Just simply put, Lynchburg is special to me because it is home. I really do love it here. I can't think of anywhere else that I'd want to live. Now, have asked me that 20 years ago, in my 20s, everything was boring. There was nothing to do. But now, it is truly a great place to live. There's so much to do.
So, Selena, beside decorating people's houses and making them feel at home, what are some of the things you like to do here in the Lynchburg area?
My husband and I love the downtown area. Having been here for so long, like I said, watching that area grow has been absolutely amazing. 20 years ago, it just was not what it is today. It is such a fun place to go. It's our favorite thing to do on date night, all the different restaurants. I mean, there's so many different kinds. And then after dinner, just to take a stroll on the Bluff Walk. I mean, downtown is a great place to be. And also, we love the Blackwater Bike Trail. I don't know if you guys have ever been there.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's great. And I really do feel like it's one of Lynchburg's best kept secrets. A lot of people still don't even know that it's there. You don't have to ride bikes. You guys know you can walk it. It's anything. It's great. We love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, there's so many things to do. Even if you're from Lynchburg, there's so many great things to rediscover. The city is continually changing and growing. So make sure you check out newinlynchburg.com for all those things that are going on. What's new? And if you're new to Lynchburg, to check that out.
Yeah, I love what you guys are doing here. When I found out about you all, I thought it was great because for people who live here, like I said, being here for so long, you tend to take advantage of what you have here in your town. And so when new people like you guys aren't from here, you come in and you want to learn more about your new city, your new town. And I think you guys kind of light the fire under people like myself to have this website and this podcast to be able to see what's going on in the area. There are a lot of people like me that I've talked to that just are unaware of what's going on around us. And I don't think it's because we don't love where we live. It's again, I think for lack of a better term, it's that we're from here. We sort of take it for granted that what we have. And, there was a time when there really wasn't much to do in Lynchburg. Mm-hmm. And so I really appreciate what you guys are doing here. I think it's a great way to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
So if our audience wants to get in touch with you, how can they?
Several ways. Like I said before, I have a pretty big following on Instagram. So you can follow me there on Instagram at all one word, all lowercase, Middle Sister Design. I love it when people follow along. I like to share inspiration from my own home there. That one isn't a lot of clientele showings. It's just where I actually started that account as a creative outlet for myself and to meet other decor enthusiasts, which I've done. So you can follow me there. To contact me, you can also head over to my website, www.midsisterdesign.com. And you can see there, you can contact me through email. And my email is selena@midsisterdesign.com.
Awesome. Yeah, we're going to leave all those links below so that everybody
Perfect.
could just check you out. So thanks again so much for being on our podcast, sharing some tips, sharing with us all about Middle Sister Designs. And we're excited that you're here in the Lynchburg area.
Oh, I'm excited to be here. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's been great.
We hope that this episode gave you a lot of valuable information for this Christmas season. If you're interested in more great content about Lynchburg and the surrounding areas, including our Christmas guide, please subscribe to our newsletter. We send out upcoming events, local deals, and let you know all about what's new in Lynchburg every week. You can sign up at newinlynchburg.com/subscribe.
So Ray, what is your pick of the week?
So there are so many great events going on this week in Lynchburg. The holiday season is upon us. So my pick is going to be something a little bit different. It's going to be the Mistletoe Market at the Lynchburg Community Market. And I'm also going to throw a shout out to the Forest Farmers Winter Market that's going on this weekend, Saturday, December 9th. So the Mistletoe Market's really cool. At the Lynchburg Community Market, they have horse-drawn carriages. Santa's going to be there and Mrs. Claus from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And there's just a whole bunch of great gifts that you can get down there at the Lynchburg Community Market. A lot of different artisans and vendors are going to be there sharing their stuff that you can get a great gift for the holiday season. So food, tasting, restaurants, shops, all that kind of stuff is going to be down there. And then also in Forest, the Forest Farmers Winter Market's going on at the Forest Recreation Center. So kind of the community market theme going on this week for me at the Forest Recreation Center. And make sure you see all the indoor farmers and artisans that are there at the market this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. You guys can check out those events on our Christmas guide, which is somewhat of a new content for us this week.
Yeah, we've been working so hard on getting all these great events, all these great Christmas blogs and different things that are going on for you guys during our Christmas guide. So if you haven't seen our Christmas guide, make sure you follow us on social media. And you can get to that at newinlynchburg.com/Christmas-guide. So go to our website, newinlynchburg.com, and you'll find our awesome Christmas guide. So we have a lot of cool things. What else is in the guide so we can share with people, Natalie, what we've got?
Yeah, we have tons of stuff, tons of content here in the local area just for you guys, all to do with Christmas. We have things like Christmas parades. We also have holiday shows, movies. Also have a Santa finder, a Christmas tree finder, local Christmas gifts that you could get, where to hide the Christmas presents so the kids don't find it. Yeah, we have also different things like last minute gift ideas for those of us that might be waiting for the last minute. We have trendy gift ideas, ways to give back, holiday travel tips. And we also have 2 new blogs that just came out this week, how to get into the holiday spirit and tips for decorating. So definitely check those out.
Yeah, we've really been working hard on getting all the great events and shows and all the cool things that are happening around the Lynchburg area. There are a lot of them, so make sure you don't miss out on our Christmas guide this year for 2017.
Yeah, visit newinlynchburg.com/Christmas-guide for all of the details. So, Ray, one of our favorite parts of the show, which is the dad joke of the week. You are in charge of this one.
Yeah, this is a good one.
All right.
I like this one. So hopefully you guys enjoy this dad joke of the week. So, okay, you ready?
Go for it.
What did the nut say to the other nut as it was chasing it around the house?
I have no idea.
I'm a cashew.
That sounds like a 6-year-old would say that one.
Well, it's I told it to my 6-year-old and my 3-year-old.
Aw.
So, the girls they're running around the house around that circle,
Yeah.
through the living room, through the kitchen, through the dining room. So I thought it was pretty funny.
It is pretty funny. So, guys, to see all the upcoming events, things to do, and find great guides like our Christmas guide, check out newinlynchburg.com.
This episode has been sponsored by newinlynchburg.com, your source for all things Lynchburg. If you're looking for upcoming events, local deals, things to do, all in the Lynchburg area, make sure you check out newinlynchburg.com. And make sure you also follow us on our social media accounts. We have Facebook, Instagram. If you're looking for great content, we share something there every single day. You can follow us and keep up with what's going on in Lynchburg there.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for listening to the New in Lynchburg podcast.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the New in Lynchburg podcast. Visit newinlynchburg.com for more episodes. If you want to stay up to date with what's going on in Lynchburg, then sign up for our free weekly newsletter at newinlynchburg.com/subscribe. Or follow us on Instagram at New in Lynchburg. You can also check us out at Facebook, facebook.com/New in Lynchburg. We will see you next week for another episode of the New in Lynchburg podcast.